Hey everybody, it's Comodex, letting you all know that the following draft was recorded live on the Twitch channel in the link in the description below. I do try to keep the videos exclusive to YouTube or Twitch, as there's a bit of a different vibe on each. I do interact with chat a lot on Twitch. However, this draft was a ton of fun, and I think you'll all enjoy it here. So with that out of the way, here's the draft. Alright, next draft, and we've got a sweet werewolf rare here to try out. Ill-Tempered Loner. 4 mana for a 3/3. Whenever it's dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any target, and for 2 mana, you give it +2/+0 until end of turn. It is a big boy. It is a good werewolf card. The worst thing that this card does is you're putting a 4 mana 3/3 on the board that has fire breathing, so it kind of needs to be blocked, or else it's presenting a lot of damage. And when they do block it, you're either still getting damage in by damaging their face with its ability, or you're just killing 2 of their creatures, killing whatever blocked it and some other creature throwing the damage at it. So really good, even just on the front half, and obviously the back half is absolutely absurd. Whenever any permanent you control is dealt damage, you have the Howlpack Avenger deal that much damage to any target. So every single one of your creatures is just throwing damage around whenever it gets blocked. This card seems very good, and I'm happy to pick one pack, win it. Alright, pack 2 here. We have Ballista Watcher, which is a werewolf, and it's kind of a fun combo with the Ill-Tempered Loner. We could throw some damage around that way, but I guess we could already do a damage to any target with this. This is like a 4 mana 4/3 with a good tap ability in the right matchup, and during the night it's a 5/5. This seems pretty good to me. I don't think Alchemist's Gambit is going to be very playable for pretty much any deck in Limited. Like, it's going to be really good when you win the game with it, but obviously you can't cast it unless you're going to win the game immediately after casting it. Or you just have 7 mana in blue-red, which is a lot of commitment, so I don't think Alchemist's Gambit is the pick, or particularly good. Actually, Whispering Wizard seems like a just super sick card for blue-red. 4 mana for a 3/2. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 white spirit with flying. So you just get a 1/1 flyer every time you cast anything. This might be the best card in the pack. Maybe I'm supposed to take that over Ballista Watcher. I could see the argument for Watcher just because it sticks to just mono red werewolf stuff so far, but this card seems ridiculous, and definitely going to be at its best in blue-red, because that's where we're going to have the most instants and sorceries. Cards like Abrade here, 2 mana for an instant to deal 3 to a creature or destroy an artifact, just a really efficient removal spell. It's flexible too. Is the Voltaic Visionary any better? This is 2 mana for a 3/1. You can tap it and deal damage to you, exile the top card of your library. You can play it this turn, and if you play it, you turn it into a 4/3. That is really good. That might be better than Abrade. So this is like a 2 mana 3/1. You just use it to hit your opponent for 3 until they play a blocker that's good enough to trade into it, and then when they do, you just cash it in to draw a card, and then it turns into a 4/3. This is saucy. Yeah, saucy for sure. Abrade is just definitely good. That's just clearly a good card in any limited format, but Visionary is a spicy card, saucy card. I guess I'll go with Abrade. I do want to take instants and sorceries just massively highly with Whispering Wizard, so I'll take Abrade there, as cool as that Visionary is. Alright, there are just no instants or sorceries in this pack. There's a Mischievous Catgeist though, which is good with a lot of flyers. It's also a Disturb card, and Disturb cards are good with Whispering Wizard, because when you cast them from the grave, you are casting auras, which are non-creature spells. So this is good with the 1/1 flyer tokens. And other than that, we can just take like Syncopate. This is actually a pretty fine counterspell. I totally forgot this existed in this format. The reason this is a solid counterspell is because if you're like on the draw, then on turn 2 you can just hold this up and counter their 3-drop kind of thing. So the fact that you can cast it for only 2 mana sometimes makes it pretty exciting. Obviously more often you're going to cast it for more, but I don't know. Could be that, could be Celebrants. I'm just going to go wild here. Let's go full-on blue-red spells and just take spells like nobody's business. Grab a Syncopate here. Pyre Spawn. 6 mana for a 6/4. When it dies, deal 3 to any target. Okay. Just a really big dork. Kessick Flame Breather. 2 mana for a 1/3. When you cast a non-creature spell, deal 1 to each opponent. If we're just sitting here in a blue-red control deck, this could ping our opponent for a good amount of damage throughout the game. Still don't love Fear of Death. All it does is shut off the power, doesn't shut off the toughness. The thing's still going to block all day. The creature's still going to use its abilities. And I do not think we're going to be a Jailbreaker deck here. Just a 2/6 Defender, but a 6/6 at night. I'll just take a Flame Breather here. Oh! All right, pick 6 Whispering Wizard. Don't mind if I do. I guess nobody else is going to prioritize non-creature spells nearly as highly as us, because we're going to have double Whispering Wizard here. I have drafted every single creature I'm going to draft today. From now on, we're drafting non-creature spells. This will be a 4-creature deck. Let's go. Runebound Wolf. 2 mana for a 2/2. For 4 mana, you tap it and have it deal damage equal to the number of wolves and werewolves you control to target opponent. So a 2 mana 2/2 that at worst late in the game you just spend 4 mana, tap it, deal 1 to your opponent. That's like okay. We already have 2 werewolves. Obviously it's at its best in werewolves, but still, a 2 mana 2/2 with some upside. I'm kind of more interested in it than the 3 mana 3/2 with minor upside. I mean, this is definitely better in a blood deck, but for just a generic little blue-red spells, I'm kind of on the Runebound Wolf. All right, Into the Night does not seem super playable. Winged Portent does not seem super playable. Although, hear me out. Uh-oh. I'm trying to draft here. Hear me out. Imagine how many 1/1 flying tokens we're going to have with our Whispering Wizards. That is still, it's like a win more card. You generally don't want win more cards that are only good when you're already winning the game. Obviously, if we have 3 or 4 1/1 flying cards on the board, we're already winning the game. But at the same time, this is probably the last draft of the night. Let's do some fun little combos, and Into the Night does not seem playable, at least in this deck. So we could try Winged Portent, 3 mana, draw a card for each flyer we control. Good with double Whispering Wizard, but not much else that's going on here. All right, Cradle of Safety actually does seem good here. Thank you so much for the 300 bits, Schmoofington. Almost missed that, my apologies. But yeah, Cradle of Safety with double Whispering Wizard. We have creatures we really want to protect from removal spells, and Cradle of Safety is a great way to do that, and it's a non-creature spell, which means it triggers Whispering Wizard. We don't necessarily need them to be instants and sorceries, just anything that isn't a creature will trigger them. End the Festivities or Ancestral Anger. Ancestral Anger is actually the kind of card that excels in the kind of deck that has cards like Whispering Wizard and Kessig Flamebreather, because those are cards that trigger whenever you cast any non-creature spell. So if you're just spending 1 mana to draw a card, that's fine. You're cycling it into the next card you were going to draw anyway. This card doesn't have to have any text except 1 mana draw a card, and it would still be good in a deck with 2 Whispering Wizards. So I'm going to take it, and I'm going to run it. Because the worst case scenario where we don't have a Whispering Wizard, it's such a low cost to just spend 1 mana and draw the next card that it really pays off when you do have the Whispering Wizards out. All right, so what are we doing here? We could try to splash in white for Lantern Flare. That actually seems pretty spicy to me. Blue-red with a white splash so that we can cast this for the cleave cost. 2 mana and then X more to deal X damage to target creature, planeswalker, and gain X life. That is just a huge removal spell and a huge life swing. I kind of like that. Like, the only other cards I'd really want for our deck here are Chill of the Grave, another decent non-creature spell for slowing our opponent down, or just like the Flame Breather to keep damaging our opponent as we're doing nonsense. And these are both cards I think are relatively likely to wheel. The Flame Breather seems super, super likely to wheel, so we're just going to take the Lantern Flare. Yep, also seems really great with Whispering Wizards. That's a good point. We could also just have enough little 1/1 flying tokens on the board. We can just use this for 2 mana instead of playing the cleave cost. Either way, we do need to splash white for it. 3rd Whispering Wizard, let's go. Get on the Whispering Wizard train, and we're going to wheel an Ancestral Anger out of this pack because nobody else is going to play this card. Nobody else wants 1 mana draw a card. But we really do. I guess Repository Scab is also really cool here. And good with the spirit tokens that the Whispering Wizard gives us. But I don't know. It's 100% Whispering Wizard right now. Triple Wizard, let's go. So Evolving Wilds for mana fixing. With Lantern Flare in the deck, I am going to look for mana fixing pretty highly, so that could be the pick here. I don't think Soul Cipher Board's going to be good for us, but it's a cool card generally. It enters with 3 Omen counters. You get to look at the top 2 cards of your library, put 1 into the graveyard. Whenever a creature is put into your graveyard from anywhere, including the battlefield, you remove a counter on it. Once all 3 counters are removed, it turns into a 3/2 flyer that can only block flyers, and it can draw and discard cards. So really good, but we're going to have a really low creature count here, I think, generally. Obviously, when we have Whispering Wizards out, we're going to be spitting out a bunch of flyers, but probably just killing our opponent rather than doing Soul Cipher Board tricks that way. So I'm just going to take the Evolving Wilds and make it more possible we can cast this Lantern Flare pretty easily. I guess we could just take a Soul Cipher Board now if we really want it, but I again don't think it's going to be that good for us. I do think Cruel Witness is going to be really good. Whenever we cast a non-creature spell, look at the top card of our library, and we may put it into our graveyard. However, I guess we're getting pretty chocked full of 4-mana cards, but probably okay. We can have a weird curve if we just have a bunch of cheap instants and sorceries. Soul Cipher Board is a non-creature card that does function as a creature later, so it triggers non-creature card stuff. I don't know, it's like kind of cool. I think I'm still taking Cruel Witness, though. Ooh, the perfect uncommon for us. Well, the perfect uncommon would be a 4th Whispering Wizard, but the second perfect uncommon, Wandering Mind, 3 mana for a 2/1 flyer. It fills out our curve well. We don't have a lot going on at 3. And we get to look at the top 6 cards of our library. When it enters the battlefield, pick a non-creature, non-land card from among them and put it into our hand. So just dig for our best card and slap it in there. Super nice card for us. I'm getting that right in here. So creatures attacking you get -1/-0 at the beginning of each end step. If you were dealt 4 or more damage this turn, exile it. We're definitely not a Blood Petal Celebrant deck, so we might be a boarded window deck and just slow our opponent down. Just be like, alright, everything gets -1/-0, just stop. Just please stop. I don't know. We're probably not, but I like the idea of trying everything out at least a little bit. And I don't see very many other opportunities where I would try playing Boarded Window, but this would be one of them. This is a pretty easy Syncopate, just a great non-creature spell here, a good counter spell. Slap that on in here. Oh, Biolume Egg this late, pick 8. This is one of the coolest cards for blue-black exploit decks. It's 3 mana for a 0/4 defender, but you do scry 2 when it comes into play. The really fun part is when you sacrifice it, you bring it back to the battlefield as a 4/4 with a beneficial effect. So that's just like so cool with exploit cards. Those are the cards that make you sacrifice something when you play them. But we are not likely to have a lot of them. The only way we can get export cards is going to be in our blue. We don't have a single one yet. Exploit, not export. My editing mind is on today. These all are not good. I guess we get to take Honored Heirloom to splash in white. And it is a non-creature spell as well, so I don't know, it does some nonsense. Sepulcher, Soul Cipher Board, super late here. We can try it out. Still not going to be picking that kind of card highly, but I'll throw it in the deck and see how it does here, even with a lower creature count. We don't have that low of a creature count. We still have 12 creatures. Oh, there's the Hallowed Haunting again, which I will not be playing here because we are not that heavy into white. I'll also not be splashing Markov Waltzer. We have some mediocre 2-mana creatures, Wretched Throng being the coolest, but doesn't really make too much sense in here. We have a good 5-drop creature, just 5 mana, 4/4 menace, try and close out the game. I could see it in here, going for a more basic deck. Fear of Death is like the only non-creature card in here, and it's not what I'm super excited about, but it would be okay filler. I feel like it should wheel, so I'm just going to take the Celebrants here. That seems like a fine game ender by itself. Just a big old menace card. Ooh, super happy to take another Braid. As cool as the Visionary is, and as much as I want to try it out at some points, we have triple Whispering Wizard and a Wandering Mind. We are going to take the great instants when we have access to them, which is right now. Alright. Ooh, Rending Flame. 3 mana to deal 5 damage to a creature or planeswalker at instant speed, and if it's a spirit, deal some damage to your opponent's face. Don't mind if I do. What is this? Counter target spell for 3 mana? Or counter target spell that wasn't cast from its hand for 1. Rending Flame's gotta just be better than cancel. Wizard plus Haunting was tempting though. What is Haunting? I totally missed whichever card that was. Alright, Lantern Bearer is not like terrible here because it's just a 1 mana 1/1 flyer that gets on the board and chump blocks, and then we can recast it. Although with triple Whispering Wizard, we could probably use double Cradle of Safety. Yeah, I mean, we're just whispering all over the place. Just, oh! Get in. The playset of Whispering Wizard. The dream is happening. I am just going to blaze through the rest of this draft because I am so excited to play this deck. This is so dumb. This is just Whispering Wizard. That is all it is. We are just whispering sweet nothings in our opponent's ears, and I don't even know. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. I'm so pumped. Another Ancestral Anger. 1 mana, just draw a card off of it, trigger all of our Whispering Wizards. With a full playset of Whispering Wizard, I'm going to take it over Voltaic Visionary. That is a pick you never thought you'd see. Ancestral Anger over Voltaic Visionary. I'm doing it today. We're doing things. I might even cut Lantern Flare. I don't even know if we need to splash white, because our deck's just so consistent, just being blue-red with the 4 Whispering Wizards. My heart is pounding. I'm so excited. Wow, the Wretched Throngs. No respect for the Wretched Throng here. Although I'm probably one of the few people that just got to play with 3 copies of them and have a really good time. So it might just be early enough that nobody's really got to play around with them and have that much fun. Alright, Syncopate and Chill of the Grave. Probably would prefer the first Chill of the Grave over the third Syncopate. Although, I don't know, we have a little bit of just permanent removal. Double Abrade, Rending Flame instead of Chill of the Grave, but I really like the draw a card on it. In a deck that's trying to cast as many non-creature spells as possible, drawing a card and hitting another one seems really good. Hey Cowboys Kid, hey Koya, welcome to the stream. We are drafting a really sick blue-red spells deck here, and I am incredibly excited. We have 4 copies of Whispering Wizard, which has got to be one of the best payoffs for being in blue-red spells. It's a 4-mana 3/2, and we create a 1/1 flyer every time we cast a non-creature spell. We have a full play set, 4 copies here in a 40-card deck, which means we're going to hit it very consistently. So this is super exciting. Saw you go live hours ago when you were at work. Glad you're still going. I am still going. We are still in it to win it here. And we've got a really fun deck this time around. All right, so no sacrifice effect for the Biolume egg. So we are going to end up cutting this. Yeah, that was a shame. That was a shame. Still wanted to get the video out to you all, so I did upload it then, because otherwise the video was going to hit at like midnight, because basically I'd be recording right now. I do try to get those first videos out as quickly as possible. But we'll certainly have another draft to you all tomorrow. And there's 3 drafts right now. This is my 3rd draft on the stream, so you can always check the Twitch VODs to see the previous 2 drafts. They were pretty solid, both blue-white stuff. So we have 4 copies of Whispering Wizard, so I'm just going to be a little dork here and play Winged Portent without the ability to cleave it. Just 3 mana, draw a card for each flyer we control, because we have 4 cards that spit out a 1/1 flyer every time we cast an instant, or sorcery, or just anything. And I think, again, even though we have Heirloom and Evolving Wilds, I think our deck would probably just be more consistent and better without the Lantern Flame. Although our mana costs are really not that difficult, so it's not the hardest splash I've ever done to throw this in here. Maybe we do keep it. I'm very unsure about the splash for the Lantern Flare or not. Alright, so Blood Petal Celebrant doesn't make a lot of sense in our deck. This Wolf doesn't either, but it's fine. The board doesn't, the Entomber doesn't. I think we're just cutting like 1,000,000 creatures and going for a very low creature count, and hoping that a Braid keeps us alive as long as possible. And our win conditions are exclusively our playset of Whispering Wizards, but we have 2 Cradle of Safeties to protect them as well. So we just have tons of win cons that way. Yeah, and this puts us down to only needing to cut 1 card, so we just cut 1 non-creature card now. Play the lowest creature count deck that I'll probably ever play in this format, 9 creatures here. But for this deck, it seems fine by me. I really don't love Honored Heirloom here. Like, I like that it helps us splash in Lantern Flare, but there's nothing else we need to ramp into. Everything we have stops at 4 mana. And this doesn't have any other way to get value. Sure, it can like stop Disturb cards from coming back, which is okay, but like it's never going to draw us a card if we hit our white source and we don't need it anymore. Like I almost prefer if this would just be a Cluestone from like from Dragon's Maze. Yeah, nobody liked Cluestones, but I would have liked a Cluestone here. This is what makes me somewhat hesitant to play Lantern Flare, because I want to keep this in if I'm going to play Lantern Flare. But I generally just don't want to keep this in. So the downside of playing Lantern Flare is it makes me want to play Honored Heirloom, and the downside of cutting Honored Heirloom is it makes me want to cut Lantern Flare. That's kind of the rock and a hard place I'm in here. And we would just throw back another one of these good creatures in instead, which we have a lot of. Like, we have decent creatures that we've cut out of this deck. Yeah, so we could cut Heirloom and Lantern Flare, and then we put one more card back in, because then that puts us down to a 39 card deck here. Although our curve stops at 4, so we don't need a million mana, but we really need to curve into 4 mana. We need to consistently hit 4 mana turn 4. So I think I still play 17 lands in this. Don't want to lower our odds at 4 mana turn 4 at all. Think Lantern might get the axe. That is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we cut Lantern so we can cut Heirloom and then throw just another creature in here, have a 10 creature deck. Literally any creature would be fine. Probably 2 mana 1/3. We're never using this ability, but it is a 2 mana 1/3 to give us another early game blocker, because otherwise we just have Flame Breather and Lantern Bearer for turn 1, turn 2, which is a very, very low blocker count. Yeah, I mean, with Ill-Tempered Loner, Whispering Wizards, and a Cruel Witness even to an extent, I don't really think we need another big 5 or 6 mana card here. Really just need another early game blocker. And I guess, you know, a 2/2 like blocks and trades off pretty often. So like instead of just blocking a 2/2 all day long with this 1/3, I'll just trade off with it immediately and then never have to block it anymore. I almost think I want just a 2 mana 2/2 over 2 mana 1/3. This ability doesn't really ever happen, but if we're like flooded out and just have nothing to do, I guess we get to tap it to deal 1 to our opponent. I don't know. It's definitely not Celebrant, right? Because we're just not attacking in this deck. And it's definitely not Soul Cipher board, because this is going to be really hard for us to flip. Although, we could just use this to surveil. Just use this to keep looking at the top 2. And then just putting one into our graveyard, just constantly scrying, basically. Keeping only the best card on top. Like, that's not terrible. The Runebound Wolf deals 2 if we have the Loner out. That's true. 4 mana tap it, deal 2, because we have 2 werewolves on the board. It's got to be the pick, right? I really can't decide. It's a 2 mana 2/2 or a 2 mana 1/3, both of which have an ability that will very, very, very rarely come into play, but might occasionally. Like, we might be stuck on 3 mana with a Whispering Wizard and a Cruel Witness in hand, and really want the 4th for Whispering Wizard. Then we use this to discard the Cruel Witness and try to draw the 4th for Whispering Wizard. Like, it could happen. It would be rare, but sometimes it would happen. I feel like that would be less rare than using Runebound Wolf's effect, so I think I'll take the Entomber. I think a 1/3 blocker and 2/2 blocker are incredibly comparable here. Because they're both just going to basically nullify a 2/2. Either our 2/2 trades into it or our 1/3 blocks it the whole game. And they'll both do just stone cold nothing against like a 3/3. So yeah, we'll take the put the 1/3 in here. See how it works for us. So this is our deck. 4 copies of Whispering Wizard. So this is our deck. Oh, I need to change the picture. I need to change the picture to the... Oh, if we're worried about curving out to 4, the blood token from the 2/1 could be okay. Yeah, trade it off and then discard anything to try to draw into a land with the blood token. That would be okay. Yeah, that wouldn't be terrible. That'd be better than the Entomber. I guess the blood token could trade with more stuff, but it does have to die to do that, and it dies really easily. It's only 1 toughness. So if our opponent has like those annoying little 1/1 tapper things and stuff, it dies to more stuff. First Strike is always annoying, but I think it's going to be a massive rarity that we're just ever attacking in the early game. Although First Strike plays really well with like a Braid style removal, because then we might be able to First Strike into their 5/4 or 5/5s if they block poorly. We just try to do a weird attack at some point. It is an option. I did write it off really quickly. That really muddies up the water, right? Like, all three of these are an option. Runebound Wolf, Blood Petal Celebrant, and Selhoff and Tumor. There aren't a ton of reasons to play any of them over the others. They're all so medium, you know? I'm gonna stick with the Entomber for now. If a 1-3 just does not work out for us, then we can swap around. Maybe a 2-1 First Striker will be better. Maybe just a 2-2 will be better. We'll see which ends up being best. I really don't like that it's only First Strike on attacks, because I think blocking is way more important for our deck. But the idea that it does still trade into any 2 toughness card and then give us a blood token is pretty nice. I want to keep this hand so badly, because we have Whispering Wizard and we are drawing a card with Ancestral Anger to try to dig to our other color, and we have Cradle of Safety to protect the wizard. But I really don't feel like we're supposed to keep this because we're stuck on the 1 color. But to be fair, like, we don't need a blue source until we're casting Whispering Wizard, so we don't need a blue source until turn 4. So we could just play Flame Breather turn 2. If we draw our blue source by turn 3, we can just keep Ancestral Anger in our hand for another flyer from the wizard. We're gonna see like 4 to 5 cards before we need the blue source. I'm gonna keep it. Probably being dumb here, but I'm just so excited about Whispering Wizard. I'm just not gonna mulligan anything with it. Oh, Wandering Mind's the draw? Well, now I'm just gonna cash in the anger immediately, I think. Wish I had put Flame Breather out already, but now I really want to hit the blue source just even next turn for Wandering Mind. Oh, I can't cash it in until there's a creature on board. Uh-oh. That is a mild issue that I didn't notice with Ancestral Anger, but we can target an opponent's creature, which is perfect. That means we can always cycle it late game, but early game we do need to wait till there's something on the board. Alright. Okay, well, never didn't have it. Blue source turn 3, we can just cast Wandering Mind. That is ideal. Everything works out for the heroes sometimes. And we do draw a Scattered Thoughts, a great draw spell to cast after we've got a wizard on the board. Easy indeed. Exactly as planned. Everything's all falling under our plan here. So, alright, so we have the Cradle in our hand. I can absolutely wait. I am impatient, though. Like, because we can just Scattered Thoughts first, and we'll almost definitely hit a blue source pretty quickly, so we have double blue for Cradle on 2 turns from now. Then we can play Wizard holding up Cradle. I think I'm just not going to do that. I think everything is going to fall all according to plan, and our opponent will not have removal turn 4, and then we will just win the game. I think nothing could possibly go wrong. Watch. Watch this. Watch this, though. Alright. No removal it is. Time to live the dream. We even draw Rending Flame to kill that flyer, so they have no flyers and we're going to spit out 1,000,000. Alright, get out of the way. I want to attack with Wandering Mind. We're going to damage our opponent. We're going to make a 1/1 flyer. We're going to hold 2 mana up for Cradle of Safety. And we're just going to keep just annihilating the board state with flyers and 1,000,000 more cards. Just get this stuff all over the board. Alright, turn 5. 5 mana for potential removal from our opponent. Angelic Quartermaster, it is not removal, so Whispering Wizard is safe. They do get to put some counters on their other creatures, though, and start bashing in really heavily. That is a little bit scary. Is it worth just dumping a Cradle of Safety onto the board to kill one of these things? Don't think so. If we really want to kill Fleeting Spirit, we can just double block with a 1/3 and a 1/1, and I think that's worth it. But we can just let the 4/3 in here. Yeah, seems good. Yeah, there's definitely not as much removal as there was in Midnight Hunt. Ooh, Syncopate's the draw. So now if they don't try to remove our wizard, we can just counter whatever they play instead. Or if they do, we can just counter the removal spell. But if they try to counter, we'd rather hexproof than counter it. So we can buff Wandering Mind to get an attack in here. But we can also just hold this back so we can double block with Mind and the 1/1 on the Quartermaster. Chill of the Graves the draw. We drew Chill of the Grave here. I feel so safe to just get aggressive here, so I'm going to do that. We can just chump block Quartermaster all day long because we're casting at least one instant or sorcery every turn. We have 2 cards in our hand that draw at least 1 card when we cast them. There's no way we run out of cards to play. Down to 12 here. But our opponent is also down to 12. 6 mana, Infestation Expert. So, time for a Syncopate. Unless they pay 3. Alright, Cruel Witness is the draw, but we don't have the second blue yet. We get to attack with everybody now because they don't have any blockers on board. Still only casting 1 spell per turn because we only have the 1 blue source, which is a bit of a bad deal. Although I could Scattered Thoughts here, try to draw a blue source, and then we'd have the mana up for Cradle of Safety, but that would be the only thing we have the mana up for. That's probably fine, because we would have a 1/1 chump blocker, and we're at 12, and they're at 6. So that's probably fine. Although it would be safer to just Chill of the Grave the 4/3 and then block the Quartermaster with a 1/1. Although this way we get to hold up Cradle and still have 1 chump blocker if we hit the blue source. If we don't hit the blue source, this does play poorly. I'm going to dig for it. Try to hit the blue source this turn. Alright, cool. Blue source, another Whispering Wizard. I'm taking that over our rare. I don't even care. I'm going to double up the wizards. Card is weak. Whispering Wizard is far more powerful than the Hellpack Avenger. Alright, so we have our Cradle of Safety mana. We have our chump blocker. We're at 12. Weak, he says. I'm having so much fun this draft. This is going to be the coolest blue-red spells deck I ever play. I don't think there will be another draft in the format where I can get 4 Whispering Wizards. Nurturing Presence. Sorry, just make it a nasty attacker. It's better another flyer, so they have their own chump blocker now. Alright, well, we have our chump blocker ready. Oh, they're not even going to attack here. We have the mana to play another Whispering Wizard, then Chill of the Grave, their 4/4 flyer, and just attack with everything in the sky again. That's so nasty. Oh, we have the Winged Portent, too, to just draw like 5 million cards. Can't do it yet, but I'll do it soon. Oh no, we don't have the mana for Chill. We don't have a zombie out. It costs 3 mana. To be fair, it is not fair to compare normal cards to ASMR Wizard. The greatest of all time, indeed. So the only thing I can cast if I play Whispering Wizard is Cradle of Safety, which isn't actually good here. I guess it makes the 2/1 trade into the 3/3. I guess I just Chill of the Grave and see if I can top deck the land for the second wizard. Sure, I'm getting like 1 less flyer out in the grand scheme of things. But then like if I don't have the mana for wizard, I can still hold up a Cradle of Safety, and this way I still attack this turn. They're at 6 life. I really want to attack this turn. So let's get in there. Let's get in there here. Oh! Wizard mana! Wizard mana! I did not mean to all attack, but this first wizard is expendable now. It'll all go fine. We have more. Mistakes were made, but more wizards will arrive. Reinforcements. Alright, 3 cards in hand. Nice. Thanks, opponent. I enjoy my wizards. Alright, let's just be really dumb here. Cradle. So that I can attack in with everybody here. I don't deal lethal, right? Because I attack in now. They can't kill the Whispering Wizard, but they have to block it. So I deal 3, they go to 1 life. But then I get to just like draw a million cards. So this isn't actually just like still had Zaldizing. I do need to do this. It's the best I can do here. But then I'm just going to Winged Portent at instant speed and draw a million cards here. FYI, you're not supposed to bring Constructed Deck into Limited. True. No, I didn't get to cast my Portent. Oh, I should have main phased it. I had Lethal if I put it on Spirit, right? Oh, yeah. I forgot. My last deck had a bunch of non-flying spirits in it. That's the issue there. These are flying spirits. I derped Lethal. It's all good, though. The Whispering Wizards will take us all the way to victory regardless. Well, that was fun. That was a good time. I'm going to just pick one pack one any Whispering Wizard I see from now on. There's no way this is not the favorite color pair. I had a lot of fun with the blue-black exploit deck, but this is ridiculous. This is just living the life. I guess a lot of that is because of how open it was, so it's not. There's nowhere near. There's no way that this color pair is going to be this open every single draft. Why win when you can draw cards? That's true. I should have just cast the draw card before anything else. We have drawn the ultimate spell, Whispering Wizard. So I will save Ancestral Anger for once I have a wizard on board. Although I guess if I don't draw land next turn, I might just cast it to make sure I hit the 4th drop for the wizard. Yeah, no, I should have cycled this. I should have cycled this so I know I hit the... Well, not so I know, but so I'm more likely to hit the 4th land drop. Because I'm going to want to play Wandering Mind turn 3. Luckily, we're just the luckiest player on Arena right now, and we'll hit the 4th land regardless. Would I rather have Chill of the Grave or Cradle of Safety? Chill of the Grave is a better card, but Cradle of Safety is really nice when we have a Whispering Wizard, and we're playing against black-red. That's got to be the most removal-heavy colors, so I'm going to take Cradle. I guess they know we have Cradle, that's a problem. I forgot we have to reveal, because these are not Jumpstart cards where you don't have to reveal. The Seek cards or whatever. So revealing a Cradle of Safety, they're like, what are you trying to save here? I guess it got them to just blow their removal immediately because they knew we could hexproof that card, so maybe our wizard survives. This is going to be really bad if it doesn't survive, but there's not really anything else we can do here. We could just hold up a Syncopate and do nothing that turn. But that seems not ideal. Alright, our hopes and dreams are going to get real shattered here if they have removal. Alright, no removal. But, creepy, good lord, alright. A 4-mana 4/3 haste if you attack with exactly one other creature that is also a 4/3? So turn 4, just haste this out, you're attacking with 2 4/3s guaranteed. That is disgusting and terrifying, and I'm going to take 8 damage. But I'm going to have more than enough just 1/1s to chump block for the rest of this game, most likely. So I think I'll be okay. This is going to be the angriest Whispering Wizard you've ever seen. This is the Librarian when you're talking too loud. I don't know if I want to cast a second one right now. Because if I don't, I can hold up a Syncopate and Cradle of Safety, and I could play Scattered Thoughts if I don't want to cast either of those. Yeah, I think this is just way more flexible to just save it. And just have the 1/1 flyer for right now. That being said, I am going to need another blocker. So if they just attack in, like, I'm going to have to just slam down a Cradle, unfortunately. Yeah, I guess I didn't think this out entirely. Or I'll have to cast Scattered Thoughts. I have to cast one more spell here to not just take 4 to the face. I should have cast Second Anger, so I can just hold up Syncopate and Cradle and still have the 2 chump blockers. If we Cradle, we have 3 power to block the Puppeteer, but we take 4 there. So it's risky. But if we Cradle, we also get to hold Syncopate up. If they cast like exactly a 5-mana spell here. Let's see. Oh, you only get 1 Spirit a turn, so we can't double Anger for double Spirit. Oh, good point. Yeah, whenever you cast non-creature spell, create a 1/1 Spirit. Okay. Triggers only once each turn. Alright, so I guess this plays better. Because if I just double Angered, I wouldn't have the 2 chump blockers ready. Time Carp is on point. Time Carp just knows all of the cards. Hardcore, just day one. Oh, this is so bad. Rending Flame. We can't counter it. They have 2 mana up after this. We could still cast Syncopate to guarantee we get a 1-1 here. So we know we get a 1-1 this turn, but I don't think that's correct. Because we can still Ancestral Anger next turn and then Scattered Thoughts and have 2 1-1s. Maybe it is. Because we need 3 1-1s to be able to triple block Puppeteer. But I guess we won't, even if we have 3 1-1s out, we need to... Oh my god, you're totally right, Cowboys. I just got a 1-1. So if I Syncopate, I'm not even getting a 1-1. So there's literally no reason to Syncopate. I just immediately forgot Whispering Wizard only makes 1 a turn. Again. Rending Flame, so we get to kill the Puppeteer, which is massive. So we do that this turn and hold up Syncopate next turn. Alright, huge draw. I don't think we can afford to attack with Wizard here, because we die to just like 1 removal spell. I keep defaulting to thinking of this as the Guilds Around card, the Murmuring Mystic, the 4-mana 1/5 that creates a 1/1. It does not care how many spells you've cast. I drafted that card a lot as well. Oh my god, hold exactly 1 up for the Syncopate. Well, that resolves. Although now we could actually get a 1/1 Spirit, but I don't think it's worth it. Alright. Ancestral Anger. Not attacking in though, just getting a 1/1, drawing a card. Now we have Scattered Thoughts if we can't Syncopate. And it's much more likely we can actually Syncopate here because we have so much mana. Alright, a 4/4. I think I'm just going to chump block this all day long, because our deck is very good at just always having a spell, because so many of our stuff draws a card. So we'll just have a 1/1 chump blocker every turn, pretty easily replaceable. 3 mana up after this, we can Syncopate for 4. That's exactly enough, and we really need to kill anything they play. And that is Trample too, which is terrifying. Alright, cool, that's the 1 play per turn. Play the island. We can Scattered Thoughts and still hold up 3 for Syncopates. I could hold up a bigger Syncopate, or I could just Scattered Thoughts here. Scattered Thoughts could hit another instant. I think I Scattered Thoughts. We could hit like a Braid or something, so that even if we can't Syncopate well, we can cast something, like kill the Explorer, make a 1/1. I think it's important to get a Spirit during our turn and their turn. Alright, well there's no instant to grab here. There's really good cards, Wizard and Loner. I think we grab Wizard Loner and hold up the 3 for Syncopate. We could grab the 2 mana Flame Breather instead of holding up mana to Syncopate. That would put enough power on the board to easily block security, but we can block security with the Wizard now that we're going to get a second Wizard. Yeah, no, I think we do the same thing we did last time, and we just treat the first Wizard as expendable now. Get ready to double block. Still don't feel safe to attack, because I'm terrified at all times. But technically I only need to hold back a Whispering Wizard and 1/1/1, but I would like to hold back at least 2 of them, so that I play around 1 like removal spell. Alright, let's see. So if they have 1 instant speed removal spell, then they're going to win this combat no matter what. Even if I block with like these 2, they can instant speed kill Wizard. If I block with all 4, they can still just instant speed kill Wizard and then kill these 3 spirits. So I think this is the best block we have. Because if they have any instant speed removal, like it wrecks us either way. So yeah, I think we block here. Go for the trade. Alright, the trade happens. Lightning Wolf. We can make it so we counter it unless they pay 2. That would cost all their mana, but they would resolve it, so that is not gonna work. So I think... Oh, Cradle of Safety is so good. Okay, so... I feel like it's gotta be Ill-Tempered Loner here, weirdly enough. Because, like, the worst case scenario with Ill-Tempered Loner is we block the 4/3 first strike and then make it, like, just deal the damage back to it. So, like, this guaranteed gets rid of their one big threat on the board, whereas Wizard, like... Yeah, we'll start getting some 1/1s, but we're not going to immediately deal with that, which is kind of scary to me. So I'm going to play Loner. I guess we could play both, but I don't want to play Wizard without holding this stuff up. Rather hold Syncopate up with a Loner on the board. So if it flips to Knight like ever, then Loner kills stuff when any of our stuff takes damage, including our spirits, which is kind of ridiculous. So do we actually just chump with a spirit here? Like, we can cash this in and kill 2 of their creatures right now. So it might be a little much to try to keep this around. Considering we're at 2 life. Considering we're at 2 life here, it might be good to just clear their board. But the back half of this card is ridiculously good with our spirit tokens. I think I'm just going to clear the board and play it just mega safe here. As just bonkers ridiculous as it would be if that thing flips. I'm still quite scared. Counter unless they pay 3, they have 3. This is unfortunate. Alright, well, counter this one unless they pay 3 then, I guess. Yeah, because that transforms if they attack with exactly 2 creatures, so really important to make sure they only have 1 here. Alright. Now we get to Whispering Wizard and hold our Cradle up. Do we have any discard spells in here, like blood tokens? We do not have anything to discard, so we might as well hold the land. I guess we have enough card draw in here, we could end up drawing cards and needing to play 2 lands in 1 turn, which we can't do. I don't know. I'm just going to hold the Cradle. Or not the Cradle, the island. I think I'm going to attack with 1 spirit. So I have a 1/1 spirit if I need to chump block, but I'm probably trying to block the Suitor with Wizard and then throw a Cradle on it. Alright. Please work. Actually, probably supposed to throw that on a spirit, because, like, sure, we lose the spirit token forever, but then we're really safe. So Skulking Killer's a really weird card. It doesn't look good to me. Oh my god, Winged Portent is awesome here. It doesn't look good to me because it gives -2/-2 to something if your opponent controls just 1 creature on their board. It's so specific. Oh my god, Schmoofington called it. Winged Portent would be nice right now. Well, here it is. Let's draw 4. So good. Another wizard! Alright. Get on out, wizard brethren! We have a Lantern Bearer too, so we just have a million blockers. Yes. Yes! We're about to get shocked in the face for 2 damage, I swear. Oh my god, no! Oh, it's the 2 to all non-vampires. I should have remembered that card, because that thing just demolished my soul before. Well, there goes all our wizards. You're a wizard, wizard. Alright, it's not the end of the world. We might be fine. I accidentally slapped the microphone. I apologize for that. We might be fine. Cruel Witness, we get to scry 1 here. We drew a Braid. We get to scry 1 at least and set up our next draw. It does feel dumb to give flying to a card that already has flying, but this speeds up the clock and lets us mill a card and make it more likely that we hit something good. So yeah, we're going to mill this mountain. Just get +1/+1 and set up our next draw. Alright, they're on a 3-turn clock. We have a Braid for their first creature, if it is small enough. I am so scared right now. If I lose this game, I deserved it. We could have absolutely played against a Wrath. I just keep forgetting that red has a Wrath. Alright, 1 more attack after this. And we actually have another blocker here, so we don't die to a haste creature this time. Well, a haste creature with more than 3 toughness. Lacerate Flesh. Deal 4 to a creature, create a number of blood tokens equal to the amount of excess damage. So they deal no XX damage. So they just kill that, and we can still attack for 1 a turn. Okay. Cool. They're on a 4-turn clock again. I am so scared right now. Double Braid makes me feel a little bit comfortable. Not a lot, but a little tiny bit. All right. Boarded window. Oh, okay, this is not the point of the game. We want a boarded window. All your creatures get -1, -0. I guess if they play more 1/1s, they have played a 1/1 before. That's 1 toughness. Or 1 toughness, 1 power, so boarded window does shut it off, but we can also just kill it with a braid. Yeah, let's just kill it with a braid. Oh, Whispering Wizard. Number 3, get on out here. My ally. The wizards never stop. Belligerent Guest. Alright, I can kill that. Already lethal on board. Good game. Braid it and get another spirit. Nope, they're out of here. That was terrifying. I need to play around that Vampire Pyroclasm. That thing is nuts. I've gotten demolished by that card twice now. We did end up winning this game, but it very easily could have turned things around, and it did in the other game we played against it. It destroyed my soul, so that is a really important uncommon to keep your eyes out on. Thank you all for the GGs. I always need to keep that in the back of my mind. Your opponent could always just have 3 mana, 2 damage to everything, instant speed. All non-vampires, but I'm not over here playing vampires. I'm not being basic like that, drafting the main strategy of the set. What the set is designed around. I say that, but I drafted werewolves a lot in Midnight Hunt, so it's fair enough. All right, well, this is just a really fun deck. We got to cast 3 wizards this game. And we're heading into round 3 undefeated now. If I 7-0 with this deck, I'm going to be the happiest camper that's currently playing Arena. It's ridiculous. Okay. We are going first. But we don't have red mana. What we do have is 2 Braids and a Wandering Mind. If I were on the draw, I would keep this just snap keep. Because if we hit 1 mountain, we're living the dream. And we would have a lot of time to do it, drawing a card every turn. There is 1 damage to all creatures. That wouldn't kill the wizard itself, so I think we're fine against that. Like, that'll be a little sad, but 2 to everything is brutal, because it kills the wizards, too. I think I'm going to mulligan this on the play. We need a mountain so bad. Sure, we've gotten lucky in the last hands, but... Oh! Alright, that's not a reason to assume we'll get lucky here. I am being put into a position that I don't want to be put in, where I have to choose between getting rid of a wizard or getting rid of a loner here. We don't get rid of Syncopate here, do we? Because it can counter their, their 2 mana card turn 2 or something, their 3 mana card turn 3. It gives us a little bit of interaction before turn 4, which I think is important here. Can't just sit here and wait till turn 4. We probably get rid of a wizard, because like we're not guaranteed to have non-creature stuff to play with the wizards, because we might just Syncopate first. Then we go like Syncopate, then Loner. I think we're supposed to get rid of a wizard, but that's not what it's about. That's not the life I want to live. I'm getting rid of a wizard. I'm sad now. I'm sad today. We've entered the sad boy hours. 7:34 p.m. Central Standard Time. It has officially hit. If you're new to the stream and you've watched me on YouTube before, just know that things get weirder on the stream than they do on YouTube because I can't edit myself and I stream longer than I do my recording sessions, so my brain starts to just decide what comes out of my mouth. So my apologies if you're getting weirded out here. Well, I'm just going to Syncopate. I am just going to Syncopate.
Together, we are unstoppable.
Alright, well, we have another Syncopate after this wizard, so I kind of want to do that, but Ill-Tempered Loner is like must kill or die on the spot. It's probably Loner. Probably loner. Binding Geist. Well, that blocks our loner really well, which makes me feel very sad. So I guess we just cast a wizard this turn and pass. We could also just pass and make this thing a 4/4 that has all the ridiculous abilities, and then it doesn't block it well. With Syncopate in hand, I'm a little bit interested in just passing the turn. Missing out on a little bit of wizard value, but now we're getting maximum Avenger value. They could double spell us here. That'd be bad. Play a 3-drop and a 2-drop. What are the chances you get to pick one, pack one, Averbrook Caretaker in the draft? Really low, but it would be brutal. I think I'm okay letting this resolve. A 2/2 that can only block flyers, so it can't block the Avenger. Alright. They did not play 2 spells. I was really expecting a second spell there. Cool. So this is just active, and they can't block it with enough power to kill it. So send it on in. And then we get to play our wizard and hold up a 1-mana Syncopate. Unlikely to be enough, so maybe we play wizard and Flame Breather instead. Although I guess we'd double spell if we play wizard Flame Breather, and that'd be bad because it flips the Avenger. Yeah, we'll just play wizard. And then Syncopate in their turn. If they cast something with no mana up, which is not particularly likely, but it's probably better than getting just 2 more damage in. Alright, they've got 5 mana up. They're a blue-black deck, so they have like a lot of exploit stuff potentially. Sacrifice that Geist, get some good value. Alright, Fear of Death on the Hellpack Avengers. I mean, it's still going to have its ridiculously good abilities, so I think we're pretty fine with this. But it's not the worst Fear of Death I've ever seen. It is going to mitigate the damage against them a lot. Alright, cool. Now we get to actually hold up a big Syncopate. Just play a Flame Breather. I guess it would be really obvious I'm holding up Syncopate here, because I could also just dump a bunch of mana into Avenger and deal a bunch of damage, right? I could do this twice and still cast Flame Breather. Or I could just do this 3 times and hit for 8. They're at 16, so that's half their life total. If we attack with Wizard and they block with Binding Geist, we shoot the Spirit and kill it, because we're hitting 3 damage here. I don't want to lose Wizard, though, but we only have 1 non-creature card in hand, so it might be fine to lose Wizard to kill both their creatures on board. That would give them access to Spectral Binding, though. They could just toss on this thing. But if they really want Spectral Binding, they could just block Avenger. Yeah, I'll just attack Avenger, I guess. Still no blocks, so they are ready and willing to take 8 here if I just dump all my mana into this. Am I ready and willing to spend all my mana on this? I'm going to spend some of it. At least this much, and then just hold up Syncopate for 4. That should counter pretty much anything. Alternatively, I could do this 1 more time and still hold up Syncopate for 2, or 1 more time and then just cast Flame Breather. I don't think I'm going all in. Just gonna like half cock it here and put them down to 10. I still don't think Flame Breather does much, so I'm just gonna hold up Syncopate. I'm so bad at playing Syncopate, even though I think it is a pretty good counterspell. The problem is you have to like just always know the exact amount of mana to hold up. Well, it's exactly enough here, so good enough. It worked out this time. They only have 1 mana up, and we counter it unless they pay 2. They did not cast 2 spells this turn, so the Avenger is still active. We draw a second Wizard, so we're very good to attack with the first. Plus, we're out of non-creature spells anyway. We attack with everybody because whatever they block is still going to damage them because of Hellpack Avenger's just ridiculous ability, damaging them whenever any of our stuff is damaged. Oh, we just have lethal here, I think. We're dealing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we're dealing 5 because these are blocked. from Halpak Avenger's ability. That card is dumb. Oh my god. I'm sorry I said it was a bad card earlier when I picked a wizard over it. I didn't mean it. I was being cheeky. But now I'm not even going to be cheeky and ever say that wizard is better than that card, because that card is absolutely disgusting. Wizard is still very good, but wow. If that card doesn't get killed, good lord. Yeah, that was not a fun game for our opponent. Literally, they block anything and they're damaging it, which means we're just damaging their face. There's just no way to stop any damage on anything on our board. I'm very happy, though, with my choices there with Syncopate. Sometimes I left it up and it didn't counter anything, but my choice not to counter their 2/3 that can only block flyers, I think that was a really good choice. So overall, I think I did all right with Syncopate. Oh no. Opponent's on the play, so I'm gonna keep it here. But it is only 2 mana with a couple 4-drops. That being said, a couple 3-drops, so we're very close to casting most of the hand. And obviously, if we make it to 4 hand, the hand is exceptional. Alright. We have a dream. We have a dream this game. That is accurate, Schmoofington. I love your username, Schmoofington. That's a great one to say. Alright, Wandering Mind. Wander into some card draw for some more lands. Alright, we did. Ancestral Anger, draw a card, can cycle that and try to draw land off of it if we don't immediately hit a land. I think I like that better than anything else, and if we do immediately hit a land, then we just have a nice, cheap spell to cast once we have 3 Whispering Wizards on the board. Yeah, this makes our play next turn really good, because if we don't hit a land, we just play Flamebreaker and draw a card. Yeah, if we get 4 Whispering Wizards on the board at once, that's going to be awesome. Also, I love that they use the -2/-2 removal. That's 1 less -2/-2 removal for our 3/2 Wizards. 1 Gift of Fangs out of the way. But they're blue-black, so probably a lot of interaction here. Skull Scab, ooh, really good with Persistent Specimen. That card is very good for the exploit decks. Absolutely love the card. Alright, so we do not hit... Is the guy about to summon all of Hogwarts? I am indeed. We do not hit the 4th mana, but I can play Entomber, and now even if I don't hit a land off of Anger, I can use Entomber to discard Flame Breather to then draw another card, so I really dig for land. I can also just Rending Flame here to play it safe and kill the Scab before they do any more exploit, which seems good. But also a 1/3 blocks pretty well here. I'm going to play the best way that sets up our plays, but we might be supposed to just kill the Skull Scab here. Alright, so we do hit the 4th land thanks to the Anger. Ancestral Anger. So it's wizard time. A 5th and a 6th mana would be good here, though, still. Hero's Downfall, that's 2 removal spells out of the way. That one they spent on a 1/3. Another potential for wizards. Oh, we could board up the windows here. Make all their creatures 1 power. Boarded window actually looks sick against just 2/2s. But I'm just going to play all of my wizards before I play any of my non-wizard stuff. We must cast a playset of Whispering Wizards before I play anything else in this game. That is the stipulation game that we are playing currently. We will draw the 4th wizard. He's got no idea what's coming. Alright, well, he bounced the 1st wizard. We might just die to these stupid 2/2s. I might have to board the windows up here. Yeah, I mean, they bring the 1/1 back on the board. I'm just going to board up the windows. Get out of here, zombies. I picked up those planks. I put them on the wall. Some Resident Evil 2 mechanics in here. Board the zombies out of this house. You're not getting in. Hit me for 2. Go ahead. The windows are boarded. They're going to deal 4 damage to me somehow. Just immediately. And I will cry. I always threaten that I'm going to cry, but I have not yet today. the scab. We only have 1 mana. Can't syncopate it. Oh no, they can pick up the greeting and put that back in our hand by exploiting the skeleton thing? Man. They probably just pick up removal though, because they know we have a wizard coming. Oh, they get another 2/2 as well. Ooh. We're just hitting our lands too slow here. I think we're dying. I don't have time to play a wizard. I have to play a flame breather and shoot a creature here. Because they're going to kill our board up the windows. They're going to bounce it with Alchemist's Retrieval. Yeah, I don't have time to cast a wizard because I'm not casting another spell after I cast a wizard. Unless I syncopate for 0. I guess I could do that. I could play a wizard then syncopate for 0. Just get a 1/1. But nothing else. Yeah, we have to just board up the dang windows. Stay out of my house. I am trying to invite my wizard friends over for a party. And you're not allowing it. Oh, please. Oh, please. I don't even want to win this game. I just want to cast all these wizards. That being said, I guess if I end this game with all the wizards on the board, then, like, there's no way we're not winning, so I guess that's not a fair judgment there. Okay, so I can give this hexproof and still have a 2/4 blocker. They attack with 3 1/2s to hit me for 3 damage, but the 2/4 can block the 2/3, and then the board window stays. I go down to 6 life that way. I could alternatively just kill the scab, and if I kill the scab, I just take 3 damage also, but the scab is also permanently gone. I think it's better to just kill the scab than it is to save the Flame Breather. That also makes it more likely that I can cast a wizard and a non-creature spell, because I could cast a wizard and a Cradle if I draw 1 more land. That requires 6 mana, not 5. The 1 damage is really not going to matter though, so I'm just going to wait on the Rending Flame and maybe they'll overcommit somehow. Alright, so shoot the scab. Just take 3, that means the boarded window survives. We get on to 6. Boarded window has gained us like 8 life or something here. And it does make the skeleton worthless. Alright, we have the mana for wizard and cradle. Which means we'll have 2 blockers here guaranteed, even if they removal spell the wizard. I guess we could flame breather instead. It is really obvious if we don't flame breather that we have something. But they won't know what it is. And this way we are also holding up a syncopate if they have a 5 mana card. Like the 5 mana 5/4, sacrifice a creature, make your opponent sack a creature. Ooh, having syncopate against that actually seems awesome. Binding Geist. Well, we do not have syncopate against that. I don't think they attack here, because they're going to lose creatures. Yeah, so they don't attack here. We could Cradle. I could also play another wizard and then Cradle next turn. Let's just do that. And Abrade? Now we can Abrade with 2 wizards out. Boarded Window is putting in so much work today. The Resident Evil 2 flavor is off the charts. Because it's just a bunch of zombies. Let's go! Abrade with 2 Whispering Wizards on board has got to be huge here. Rot-Tide Gargantua, that's the card I wanted to syncopate. I'm just going to syncopate it right now. I'm not sacrificing a wizard, you fool. I mean, I could just Abrade in response too, because I'm getting 2 1/1s. So I guess either way I wouldn't be sacrificing a wizard. Boss music starts. My opponent is going to lose their mind. It's time. It's time we're getting the wizard out. Wizard number 3. Hogwarts assembled. We still have the mana for Cradle of Safety and Abrade. This is really boss music starts. This is that boss fight against like the million crystal sages in Dark Souls 3. We're just like, stop. Why are there so many? The wizards will not cease. Get in there, flyers. We're going to have 3 more now. Oops, all wizards. My heart cannot take this. This is the most fun I've had probably all month playing Magic. This is the dumbest thing. We need to draw the 4th wizard. That is our life goal. Oh. No, they're just going to pass turn? You can't just pass turn. I got to get more flyers. there's no way I'm supposed to abrade here, right? Because they could always just randomly play a 3/3 unblockable. That does exist in this set. As much as I want 3 more 1/1 flyers, like, I think I have to be safe against that kind of nonsense. Which does absolutely exist. A 4-mana 3/3 unblockable. And that would kill me in 3 hits, because it would hit me for 2 each time. So yeah, we're just going to pass. That's not a wizard, but it draws a card and spits out 3 flyers. Let's go. Woo! It also deals 2 extra damage, because we have another in our grave. Alright, well, that's not a wizard. It's also not a syncopate, so I'm probably playing this Flame Breather. I am definitely playing this Flame Breather. So it does look a little weird that I did this post-combat, but just in case it was like a second syncopate. I wouldn't want to play this if I had another syncopate in hand. Alright. And the 1 damage is not likely to matter, because if we win, we're going to win with like 5,000 spirits on the board and just deal 500 damage. Chill of the Grave. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm not going to give that hexproof when I can give wizards hexproof. Plus, if I cast another non-creature spell here, I do not get any more spirits, because I already did this turn. I actually remembered this time. Thank you, chat. For locking that into my memory. I mean, we're doing the Whispering Wizard thing. We're just going to keep attacking with flyers all the time. So we are closing out this game at a relatively decent speed. Start hitting for 4 a turn, basically. 4 this turn, then like 7 next turn. Put a creature on top or bottom of its library. If they hit one of our tokens, that's fine. If they try to put a wizard back on top, I'm just going to give it hexproof. Because, like, what's the worst case scenario? They now play a Doomblade on a different wizard later, and then I only have 2 wizards. Alright, if they kill a spirit, fine. Spirit can just be gone. Yeah, no, we're gonna cradle that, because I want to be able to top deck the 4th wizard and have all of them. Okay, so the one at the far left. Hexproof. 3 more flyers. And deal a damage, because we've got that random 1/3 out now. Our opponent has cool combos as well, but did they have 3 wizards? No. It's not true at all. Binding guy's still getting on in here, alright. I guess because they could throw it onto like a spirit when it dies, but that's just whatever. Just reduce power. This is not the worst enchantment for them to be able to access, so I'm just going to block with a 1/3 against the 2/1. So I don't lose a creature. We need the 4th. I absolutely agree. We need to top deck the 4th so bad. That would make this so perfect. Scattered Thoughts, dig deep. I'm just going to main phase this, because if they have a removal spell next turn, then we don't have another wizard. But if we hit the wizard right now, we can get the full play set out. But I guess then we're not holding up a braid, so even if I hit the wizard right now, I'm not really going to cast it. That being said, if I do this now, I get spirits, and then I get spirits when I abrade next turn, so it's probably still better to do this now. I mean, almost definitely, because we have extra mana to cast whatever we hit. There it is! I'm going to mill myself if I winged Portent. I could just give my opponent the win if I want. No! I'm so sad. We're back in sad boy hours. We drew the 4th wizard. Oh, that was disgusting. There's seven spirits attacking them this turn. We have 3 more to chump block with, and we're gonna hold an abrade up. I was so happy with that game. I was almost ready to cast Wingport and just lose. Give my opponent the win. Yeah, we can just deck ourselves for fun. But I would only do that if they let me cast the 4th Whispering Wizard, and they didn't. They didn't let me. I could have cast it right there. Ah, that was the greatest game I've played today, and there's no way. There's no way. Because not only did I get to draw all 4 Whispering Wizards, not only did I get to make this many spirits out, but it was also just a hard-fought game of Magic where I almost died against a really aggressive start from our opponent, and all of our cards, including this random boarded window, really got to shine. That was an incredible game of Magic. That's the stuff I live for. That was that was the dream. That was a good time. Are we 3-0 now? We're 4-0. You can't beat the Whispering Wizards. You cannot defeat You cannot defeat the quiet wizards. Oh my god. Round 5, let's go. Let's go. This format rocks. All I need is Whispering Wizard. Reprint this card in every set, and it'll be the best draft format on Arena. I just gotta wait for an opponent here. Just coming down from that high. I'm losing my mind right now. Who needs drugs when you got Magic the Gathering? Okay. I am out of beverages, so my throat might die here because I am starting to scream, but that's okay. It's okay. It's nice and late. Nice and late. We can calm down. We can just throw in a little bit of whispering. It'll be flavorable. Flavorable? My brain's starting to die too. Alright, this hand is great. This hand is great. Remember when you almost died, but then you summoned the entire Order of the Phoenix? That was a good time. That was a great time. Alright, turn 1 Lantern Bearer here. Get on out there, random flyer. The important part is it becomes a non-creature spell to cast with a Whispering Wizard on the board. I really need to hit 4 lands turn 4 for these wizards, so I could just cycle in Anger here. I'll still have a Rending Flame and a Syncopate in hand for them. So, do I just get another damage and cycle, try to get a land? I think I'm going to do that. Obviously, it plays poorly if we just immediately hit the land. But I think it's worth the worth the certainty getting to that 4 mana. We do hit Evolving Wilds, so we're gonna have to play a tapped land next turn. We are playing against blue-black with the turn 2 Wretched Throng, so turn 3 they could exploit this and get some really good value. They do, one of my favorite combos. Oh man, I wasn't even factoring in that I could have held up a Syncopate to counter a 3-drop. That would have been so good to counter this Assistant here. But yeah, no, this is a really good combo. Wretched Throng into the Stitched Assistant. They get another Throng into hand, and they scry 1, draw a card. Opponent is off to the races with a great start. Cradle of Safety for the Wizards. Nice, safe friends of mine. And we are holding up a Syncopate for 1 here. Not super likely to pan out well, but we'll see. If I want to play it real safe, I can block and Cradle and try to kill this thing. I don't think I'm at that point, especially when Cradle can save wizards. This is not as aggressive of a start as our last opponent. They don't have like 3 2/2s out alongside this. So we can take it for now. Alright, 4 mana. Play a 4-drop. I would be very happy. Take 3 down to 15. Nope. 2 mana Wretched Throng, that occurs. And a Lantern Bear that also occurs. We can't counter that. They have the 1 mana up. Ill-Tempered Loner. So, honestly, if they have removal, it's better to play a wizard, because it's actually better for us if we have an Ill-Tempered Loner on board than a Whispering Wizard. I know I'm speaking some heresy right now, but Ill-Tempered Loner is such a just fantastic blocker here, because it blocks Assistant and then kills another one of their creatures. But I feel like they're pretty likely to have a removal spell here. So I think we just run out a wizard and then let them kill that one, and then I have more wizards later, and I know that Ill-Tempered Loner is more likely to survive. Although, like, sometimes you gotta make them have it, because, like, if they don't have a counterspell, Ill-Tempered Loner is just bonkers. I don't know. It's definitely one of these two. I guess I'm going to go with Whispering Wizard, because if they have a removal spell, like, they're clearing out the less important creature, and if they don't have a removal spell, like, we can still just Rending Flame and Cradle of Safety in the next 2 turns and get 2 1/1 flyers, which is really big on a board with 2 1 toughness creatures. Uh-oh. Diver Scab's very good here. Bounce the wizard to the top of our library. I actually really want to hit land drops, and we have 2 more wizards in the deck to hit. I am going to allow this wizard to hang out at the bottom. I'm not going to go for quadruple wizard this game, but I will go for some wizards. All right, get another Throng into your hand as long as it is off the board and not damaging me for now. Oh, they only have... they only have 2 Throngs. So nice, no Throng from them there. Alright, Ill-Tempered Loner. It's actually worse on this board state now. But if I can wait on Wizard till I have 6 mana, then I guarantee I get something out of it. So they've used 1 removal spell, and now here is the bounce spell again. This thing has been doing really good work against me. Same thing our last opponent was doing. So I probably am undervaluing that bounce spell because it has been huge. Okay, so we have Spirit and Cradle mana, which means we have a 4/3 and a 1/1 flyer to block with. Oh, the 4/3 is just going to die. But we kind of need 2 blockers here, right? Yeah. Oh, this is really rough. I mean, I guess at 6 life, we could theoretically chump block the Scab and just have Whispered on the board chillin'. And take 5, go to 1. But then we have Rending Flame up to kill something. Lantern Bearer to play a card. Yeah, 6 mana up. This is going to be... We die so quickly here. We die to them drawing like anything, but I honestly think this is the best line that we have available, is to just get a chump block off with our Whispering Wizard. Oh, and now we might actually counter the spell. Yeah, we do. Nice. Okay, that's better than Cradling here, because we're just chump blocking this turn. Okay. I mean, I guess... How likely are we to win if we do this? We take 3 and go to 3 life. We then kill the Scab with Rending Flame. But then we have no creatures on board. Right? Like, unless we hit literally a mountain, if we do this, we can't survive next turn, because we need to be able to cast Loner and Rending Flame. If we Loner Cradle, if we do this, we die because we just have 1 creature because Wizard isn't down anymore. So I genuinely think we have to do the chump block here. But then we're killing none of their stuff. But then next turn, we can Rending Flame and Cradle or Lantern Bearer or something. Which means Rending Flame kills this. They have 3 cards, we have 2 blockers. And then Cradle of Safety or Lantern Bearer, either of those give us the 3rd blocker that we need to survive. Correct? And then we have to trade Whispering Wizard that turn. I think that's the best we have, because I'm pretty sure we trade Wizard here and block there. Those 2 creatures, we just die unless we top deck exactly a mountain. Well. Well. Now we get to play Loner as one of the blockers and Rending Flame a thing, and we have 3 blockers against their 3 creatures. And Ill-Tempered Loner kills another one. I mean, this would make the other line safer, because we did hit exactly a mountain, but I did not know we were going to do that. Blue-Black could have counterspells, so I'm just going to slam down Rending Flame. Although, if they don't top deck like exactly a counterspell, it's probably better to wait. Because then they are going to all attack. And then when they all attack, we kill that. Block there, that's going to kill both of those. Or, well, I guess we have to block there and block there, because we can't have its ability kill the other one, because the other one will kill us in the meantime. Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to Rending Flame, block the Drake there. It'll wipe the whole board both sides, pretty much. Cast it now, any top decks that counter your Loner flips. No, because we have to cast a spell. So if he top decks a counter, like we have to cast this and then they counter it, and then Loner doesn't flip because they've cast a spell. And we just played Loner this turn, so it doesn't flip during ours. Alright, so like we have to flame here. And then we have to go... Oh, they get to draw a bunch of cards off of the Archghoul if they have zombies on top of their library. No! Alright, we really need them to not get lucky here. No, we're losing this one. Our opponent has too much of an aggressive start. We have to trade our wizards off to not die. We could kill ourselves with the ill-tempered Loner, but let's not. So they draw a card off of the Archfiend's ability, which means another creature guaranteed. We need a blocker or a removal spell here. Oh no, double cradle. Oh, well, that is going to be game there. First loss, 4-1 there. So we did have exactly Mountain on top of our library. So we should have just traded our cards off immediately, I think, there. In hindsight, obviously. Without the hindsight, we did the play that made us survive to more draws, because then we survive if we draw anything, as long as they don't draw removal. But then we did have to trade everything off next turn anyway. That was a rough one. Did get there, or our opponent did get there in the end. Maybe that was exactly like the game that we very closely won and almost lost, except we didn't have the board the windows. Maybe we just needed to board the windows up. Alright, well this hand is pretty great. We actually could have just held Lantern Bearer in our hand to discard it to the Entomber, to guarantee we can recast it from the grave, but it's pretty likely to die at some point. We can just trump block with it. And we're already guaranteed the 4 mana for the wizard. Now we have 2. Black, white, and Courier Bat is out. Well, now we have a way to kill our Lantern Bearer, and we drew an excellent turn 3 play. Don't mind if I do. What do we have? Wandering Mind, Scattered Thoughts, Chill of the Grave, and Syncopate. All excellent. These two are worse if they know they're there. Chill of the Grave is still pretty good. So Chill of the Grave or Scattered Thoughts. Kind of like Chill of the Grave. I could be wrong. Scattered Thoughts is better later, but Chill of the Grave helps us survive more, and I think that's been our biggest problem in the games that we've almost lost. It's just been opponents getting out too aggressive, and that really helps against that. So I think I take Chill. Because it just covers that base really well. Oh, why am I attacking here? Let's not do that. Although this game we've gotten a lot of creatures out, so we're also just already relatively well protected against aggro. Alright, pass turn, cool. We are going to resolve one wizard. It might die, but we've got another. Not going to attack with the mind, I'd rather be able to block the bats. Again, I'm all set up for a long game in this deck with 4 wizards. Just want to do everything I can to survive. Which involves not sending in, so I still have a good blocker for the bat. Alright, well, goodbye, Wizard 1. I am sorry, my friend. Someone had to be the bait. And this wizard gets at least 1 card guaranteed. 1 spirit guaranteed. And we draw the 3rd wizard. Alright, so they can kill this wizard, and then we can still have another one, and we'll be fine. I mean, at this point, we actually just are the aggro. So just send in. They probably kill Wandering Mind here. We have so many creatures. Yeah, they're going to kill it with Piercing Light. Sure. So the bat remains. They are probably not blocking Lantern Bearer because they're trading their 2/2 into a 1/1. Yep, no blocks on the Lantern Bearer. Take the 2 down to 17. We still have access to the ability to discard a wizard, but we're never going to discard a wizard. Alright, Vampire Slayers, Wizard 2 remaining on the board. Oh, if we top deck an island, we're going to have 2 wizards and be able to cast something? Yes! Wizard 2! Let's do it, and just hold up a Cradle of Safety, because I love my wizards, and I want to protect them dearly. I could chill and then attack with 2 flyers for 2, but we can also just chill in their end step if we don't need to cradle. And bashing at that point. Alright, Perish Blade Trainee. Alright, don't need to cradle, so let's draw a card and get ready to attack with 4 flying power. Winged Portent? Oh, pretty likely to draw an island if I draw 5 cards here, right? No, I can't cleave it. I think I'm likely enough to, so let's just do it. Yep, that's an island. Come on out. That was a lot of cards. That's a decent amount of cards, I would say. They're over it. We drew our 4th wizard in that pile of like 6 cards that we drew, which is awesome. The wizard deck takes another one. Turns out Whispering Wizards are just the actual business. 5-1 now. 2 wins away from the 7-win run with a super fun deck. How backbreaking is it when your opponent draws 5 cards? Pretty backbreaking. It's funny too, because I was watching the limited resources set review for like the rares and the commons, uncommons, and I think they gave the draw spell, draw equal to the flyers you have, an F because it only works when you're already winning the game. But oh my god, is it good when you have 4 copies of Whispering Wizard? Because like it's not like we're winning the game when we have 2 1/1 flyers to chump block with, but all of a sudden, you know, casting that, getting 2 more 1/1s, and then drawing 4 cards, then we are very much winning the game pretty much every time. This is such a good hand. Entomber, Wandering Mind, Wizard, the perfect 2-3-4 curve, and we do not have a lot of 2 and 3 drops, so getting a curve like this is a rarity in our deck. So, really good draw here. Our opponent is on the play, though, so another aggressive deck could take one from us. Yeah, in general, I think this might be the only deck I ever run it in, but oh wow, is it good in this deck. 4 Whispering Wizards. Even if you only have 1 wizard on the board, it's guaranteed 3 mana draw 1, and most of the time it'll be more. Probably gonna go ahead and clip the game where we had, well, a portion of the game where we had 3 wizards out and try to submit that to MTG Top 5, see if they are as excited about that as I was. Because that was nuts. Just day 1 draft of the format and that kind of stuff is happening. Well, we have a wizard in hand. This Portent is going to draw some cards. Eventually. So our opponent's on mono white so far with Hopeful Initiate training. So when they attack with this alongside any other creature, it'll get a +1/+1 counter. Well, any creature with more power than it. And they can remove counters to destroy artifacts or enchantments, of which I have none. They might just blow up Wandering Mind with removal. I'd be pretty happy to see that. They choose not to here, just going to play a 3/3, which is very good with the Initiate. Alright. I was hoping they'd kill the Wandering Mind because they know we have Portent coming up, so they might want to deal with as many of our flyers as possible, but no removal yet, so if they do have removal, they might use it on the Whispering Wizard, which I would be sad about. I am going to take a big hit here, because I'm not really going to block well against a 3/3 and a 2/3, even if I hold Wandering Mind back. So I think I'm just going to block the 2/3 with a 1/3 and take 3. If I hold Wandering Mind back, I could double block the 3/3 to kill it, I guess. And I would only lose the Wandering Mind, so that might have actually been okay. I probably should still be playing just the absolute safest, slowest way, as I have been in the previous games, but I got really confident after that last game. Alright, so like they know we have Winged Portent in our hands, so they know what we're trying to do with Whispering Wizard, so if they have removal or draw it, Wizard is gone, but no removal here. We're not even going to cast Portent until we can cast it and hold Cradle of Safety up, so I think I just like Rending Flame during our turn and then Cradle of Safety during theirs, or potentially a Syncopate for 1. I want to cast a spell each turn because I want to get a 1/1 flyer each time. I think I want to kill the Hopeful Initiate, honestly. Because this is a 1/2 Vigilance, So if they attack with this alongside the 3/3, then this is just going to die. And if they don't attack with it alongside the 3/3, then the 3/3 cannot attack, period. So yeah, let's kill the Initiate here. Do it main phase so we get a Spirit now, and then we get a Spirit during their turn. I guess there's no reason to main phase it, but we definitely have to cast it during our turn. Adamant Will, so they're going to save that? That's fine. I'm not going to syncopate that. We get an Adamant Will out of the way. We're still going to have plenty of blockers to stop their stuff. I think this is fine. I mean, we could syncopate it. We lose out on one Spirit of Value. We also just lose out on being able to hold up Cradle of Safety. And I think that's pretty big. They will be attacking with two 3/3s, though. A 3/3 and a 3/4, if I don't syncopate it. You know what? Yeah, I mean, they're stuck on mana enough. Pretty unlikely they have removal, because they would have just done it last turn. Like, they have to draw, like, their second color for removal if they have it in hand. Let's just syncopate. Miss out on one flyer of value, but their board state is basically nothing now, because the Rallier just does not work alongside... Does not work unless it's alongside another good attacker. Oh, they're just going to go in. Alright. They're going to go in regardless. So, I mean... Kill that with a 1/1 flyer here? That seems good to me. There's no way I'm putting the Wizard in danger. Yeah. If we can clear everything except the Rallier, then the Rallier can't do anything anymore. So, set up the double block, potentially clear out the 1/2 here at the cost of a Spirit. Piercing Light. Alright, so I guess they save the 1/2, but our Entomber still survives. We still stop the same amount of damage. That's fine. Abrade is a great draw. Kill the Efficient and they can't attack with anybody. Can also kill it and they can't block well. If we kill the Rallier, they can't block well, that is. Then we can just attack with Wizard, assuming they don't have a second Adamant Will. They do, I'm like a little bit sad, but not that much. Yeah, no, let's just abrade the Rallier. And then I get to just slam all in here. Piercing Light. Well, Cradle it is. Counter that. Again, missing out on a Spirit, but in the grand scheme of things, they're getting a pretty good deal. Alright, they are going to concede. They were just stuck on white mana all games. That was not really a game, but we will be 6-1 after that. So just 1 win away from the 7-win run here to cap things off. Top things off? One of those things. Some phrase. Alright. Yep, 6-1. 1 win away from getting there with the 4 Whispering Wizard deck. Final boss battle time. This is the final boss, although we do get a retry if we fail. That's true. We're not missing out on Spirit if our Wizard's dead. If our Wizard was going to die the other way, then yeah, we would have missed out on the Spirit regardless. So this is a mono blue hand, but like, just draw 1 land and we get a Wizard out. So I'm going to keep it. Wizard is just such a bonkers card, and I get to syncopate a card on turn 2 and just slow my opponent down. I don't even need to read the card. It's getting syncopated. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Winged Portent to draw 0. Let's go. No turn 3 play. Uh-oh. Our opponent's not off to a fast start, so we're still doing okay. Oh no. We're now doing poorly. We need that red source right now. Alright, I'm very scared now. We need the red source to kill that loner before it flips into a 4/4. If we get the red source to kill the loner, we can abrade it and then cradle our wizard to make sure our wizard doesn't die in the process. Oh my god. Oh no. That is a 4/5, and they... Oh no. Oh, Lord. Well. Well. We have stumbled on our red mana in this hand, and our opponent has dropped double Scary Bomb. I think I'm going to need that reroll on the final boss. This is not looking like a victory to me. So that still gets to dome us for 3 damage when we kill it. So we're down to 14 now. Anya hits us for 4. As well as they can just sacrifice the blood token, hit us for 2 more. And drain 2 life when they do it. They have Frenzied Devils too. 3/3 haste here, so we're hitting for 7. Oh yeah, we're just dead here. Yeah, we can shoot the devils. We take 4 from Anya and 2 from the blood. That is surviving. That is surviving for 1 more turn here. Yeah, I guess I should have mulliganed this hand, because we didn't really have plays till turn 4 if we didn't hit the red source, and we just didn't hit the red source in time to deal with their early aggression. Well, draw a card. Still have 6 mana afterwards. Nope. Yep, that's dead on board. Alright, reroll. Final boss round 2, let's go. That was a fast one. So I guess the only hindsight thing there is we could have syncopated the 4-drop instead, but they'd still be left with that 4/5 on the board that we just don't have removal that can get rid of. So Anya still kills us there, and we would have been taking a lot of hits from that that 2-drop. It is just a 1/3 until they flip it, then it turns into a 3/3. I think they probably could have flipped it into a 3/3, because it flips into a 3/3 if they sacrifice like 2 blood tokens, and it makes a blood token itself. So we would have still been taking 3 a turn, which is almost as much as the 4-drop would have done. Yeah. It would have been a little better if we had a syncopate for the 4-drop rare. But not by a ton. We're still under a boatload of pressure there. Okay. We're on the play this time. I don't like having double syncopate in hand, but I really like having 3 mana immediately in both colors. And we have Selhuff and Tumor. If we draw any non-wizard creatures, we can just discard them. I'm gonna keep, I think. Oops, my bad. So we have 2 double blue cards. We have Winged Portent and Cruel Witness. We have 1 double red card, Ill-Tempered Loner. So I'll Evolving Wilds for blue, I suppose. Although it would be significantly better to cast Ill-Tempered Loner than it would be to cast the Cruel Flyer thing. Yeah, I feel like if we draw the blue flyer card, the 2 blue and 2 3/3, we're just going to discard it to Entomber, most likely. If we draw, or I mean, we might discard it to Entomber. If we draw the Ill-Tempered Loner, we're going to want to cast it, so I could grab another red source for that reason. Because the only other double blue card is Winged Portent, which would do literally nothing anyway. So we don't really need the second blue for Winged Portent because it's not going to do anything on this board state. So it's really, would we rather cast Ill-Tempered Loner or the bird? But then there's also the function of being able to cast 2 blue spells in 1 turn, and that's probably more important than casting 2 red in 1 turn. Yeah, it's really close, but I'm going to go for the blue source here, I think. Because we just have 3 blue cards in hand and 1 red. And exactly the same number of color restrictive cards in each color, at least that matter. So Ancestral Anger, not a bad draw. We're just going to cycle it, draw another card. Ooh. Although we draw Whispering Wizard, do I still want to cycle it? Yeah, I do. Still want to cycle it. Even though I could get more impact off of it later, getting a 1/1 flyer from it. Here I can draw the card to hit the 4th land. Or just up my odds of hitting the 4th land. They're going to braid my Entomber. Well, get syncopated, I guess, because I really need to draw this card. I don't love syncopating a braid, but I need to draw this card. And it's a Winged Portent, so hopefully the next one is a land, and the draw dug me a little closer to it. 3 mana from our opponent now. Just interaction from... Oh, we have the Ill-Tempered Loner too, speak of the devil. Wow, now I have to discard one of these if I want to try to draw a card to hit a land. I guess I'm just holding up Syncopate. It's such a... The fact that I have to discard first. Such a bad deal when these are like the 2 most powerful cards I could have in my whole deck. I think I can afford to discard them. When my opponent's board is completely clear, we can take some time, especially because we have Syncopate. I'd rather Abrade than Syncopate, though, I think. Right here. Because Syncopate gets rid of more stuff. Although it is harder to cast, we need to have the mana up exactly when they cast it, whereas with Abrade, we can do it whenever. Maybe we're supposed to just Syncopate. Because I'm not going to have the mana up for Syncopate for forever. Whereas with like Whispering Wizard, if I hit a land next turn, I play Wizard, and then if I hit a land after that, like I can Abrade and Portent in the same turn. Abrade's just easier to cast at more times. And in red-white, they're really likely to have more stuff with 3 or less toughness. Yeah, I guess I'll Syncopate. It's just castable less often in this matchup. Five mana, almost definitely killing the wizard. They are eyeing it very severely, and they are. I hate that there's a shock in this set to just 1 mana, just kill the wizard, deal the 2 damage. Oh, we have the Cradle too. Alright, well, things are not looking great. We need that next red source for the loner, but at the same time, our opponent's board is still clear, and we have an Abrade for their next creature, which is pretty likely to kill anything red-white has. I don't know what's in their hand. It could just be a gigantic stack of removal here. And I'm guessing they don't know what's in our hand either. We're at the point now if we draw a red source, we have the mana to play Loner and Cradle it. Yeah, I guess it's a stack of removal. I'm going to hold Cradle. Because again, if we draw a red source, we have the mana to cast Loner plus Cradle it. Unholy Efficient. Actually pretty good here. Because they just have 1,000,000 mana, so that's going to be like a 2/3 very quickly. I guess we have to Abrade it right now. It's probably better to Abrade it in response to them putting a counter on it than to Abrade it right now, because if they have Adamant Will, they can save it right now. But if they have Adamant Will and they choose to put a counter on it in our end step, they'll only have 1 mana up and they can't save it with Adamant Will. Plays worse if we draw the red source for Loner, but we can just not play Loner for a second, because our opponent has just not been casting creature any other turn this game, so they're just going to have to top deck another one to put more on the board, so we can wait on Loner to be really safe with the Abrade play, and I think that's what I'll do. And I didn't head the red source anyway, so we're just going to go to the end step here. Respond to them putting a counter on it. So even if they have Adamant Will, this thing dies. Fearful Villager. 2/3 menace, 4/3 menace at night. Literally the red version of the black common from Midnight Hunt. Alright, that's fine. That is going to be scary, but it's another creature on board we can draw a card with anger off of, which is important for us. Alright, draw a card. We do hit the next red source, but of course can't play Loner this turn because we had to pay a red to draw the card. So we'll be playing Loner next turn, but thankfully we cast a spell, so no flipping tonight. We're just taking 2, going to 18. Still have breathing room, still have time. Uh-oh. That's going to speed the clock up a lot. Oh, no, it's not. It's just +1. Okay, never mind. +1, +2. Oh, I think it was Shady Traveler was the black one. That would make sense if the naming convention was the same. But it was Shady Traveler, and then Fearful Villager this time. Alright, so Ill-Tempered Loner. They only have 2 cards in hand, unless both are removal. Cradle of Safety saves our Loner here. And then we just have the most bonkers card on the board, by far. And we're winning the race because we get to dump mana into Fire Breathing, and they don't. Even if they are attacking for like a million a turn. Okay. This is a really difficult choice. We can block, give it +1/+1, and if they don't have something in hand, we will kill Fearful Villager while keeping Loner on board. But our opponent could also be playing really smart here and have something in hand. Choosing not to do it. Oh wait, no, it has Menace. This isn't a hard play at all. That card has Menace. I can't block it. We just pass. Here I am trying to think here. If they had removal, I feel like they kill it before it goes to night, because now it's just nighttime and we just go to town. We just live in magical Christmas land. Well, I guess they like it being nighttime as well. No, if it's instant speed removal. If it's instant speed removal, they still go to town here. So they have Menace. But we can make it daytime again, so that this does not hit us very much. It just hits for 3 again. So I think I just want to play Cruel Witness and Winged Portent here. We have 8 mana, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We need 9 mana to protect Avenger. I guess I can't really double spell unless I cast Cradle, so I'm not exactly going to flip back today, so is it better to hold 2 blockers up? I really feel like it's not. I feel like it's just not. We just take 5. Okay, so I need 6 mana up, and I have 8? 5, 6, 7, 8? Yeah, so we buff once, and then hold up 2 mana for Cradle and 4 mana for Witness. Here's Cradle. Alright, deal 7. They're down to 8. They die to 1 more attack from it. That is all we can do against removal. No more Cradles in hand, so we can tap out here. And it goes today, so Fearful Villager is only 3 power. Because we had to cast Cradle, so that's nice. I didn't think we could flip it today, but since we had to cast Cradle, we did manage to. And Foreboding Statue, just a 1/2 on the ground. Loner's looking really spicy here. And they're going to scoop them up. That's a 7 and 2. Absolutely to the edge. Nailbiter there, played every single game. That was the final boss. Would have just 6-3'd if we lost that one. That was a great draft. That was a super fun one. Now you're just laughing at the idea of a werewolf in a cradle. We did do that, didn't we? We put our just monstrous, ridiculous bomb werewolf in a cradle. She's like, here you go, little baby. It's okay, little baby. Oh, cradle safety. Look at that. Look at that 4/4 monster that just deals 1,000,000 damage when anything gets blocked. And we have won the House Cup. 10 points to Gryffindor and the 4 wizards within the deck. Indeed. Yeah, this was a sweet draft. A lot of really fun drafts overall. Well, that is the end of today's draft video. I hope you all enjoyed watching that draft as much as I enjoyed playing it, which was clearly a lot today. But that, again, is the end of the video. If you'd like to see some more of these draft videos, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to let the YouTube algorithm know to send some more of them your way. And other than that, just stick around. I will be streaming a little more on the Twitch channel for launch week and bringing you all daily limited videos of the new set for the next couple weeks here. So as always, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.